Hello, Logan Sargent. President Obama, nice to meet you. Yeah, I saw your Formula One race this weekend at Miami, and you're an absolute shit racing driver, and I am expelling you from the United States, and you're being excommunicated to Russia. Have a nice trip, you fucking infantile piece of shit.
What's going on, Matt Marauder gang? I'm currently in the 8.6. It's about, where are we? 22:52 at night. For you, those of you that don't know how military time works, because your brain isn't as expanded as mine is, that stands for 10:52 at night, and then 23 would be 11. So my brain is always trying to compute algebra and calculus, and if it's not doing that, it will explode. It needs to be constantly stimulated with very hard mathematic operations. The race is on tomorrow as of recording this, and I just wanted to give the quick summary of all the sessions that have happened because this was a sprint weekend. Me personally, I don't like the sprints because there's like 55 different fucking sessions throughout the weekend, and it's a little too much to keep up with. But just to recap, Max Verstappen is obviously having a great weekend so far, and it's probably going to continue that way. Checo Perez is doing all right. He's doing how he normally does, like P5 is where he usually is. The Ferraris are doing pretty good. They qualified P2, P3 going into the race. Mercedes are in the woods again, which is kind of how I expected things to go down, to be honest. Alpine are where they have been the whole season. That's all I'm going to talk about because that team's boring as fuck anyway. The McLarens brought a bunch of upgrades, and I thought that was going to bring the challenge to the Red Bulls, but as of right now, before the actual races happened, they've been just doing how they normally do, kind of just pretty good, like decent. Like they're a decent team right now. So the upgrades so far haven't shown to do anything that crazy, but there's still time left, so we'll see what happens there. The stakes, that's kind of boring. That team sucks. The cars are way too green. Valtteri Bottas is the only thing that really saves them because he's like the fucking second most winningest driver of all time because he raced in Mercedes. Williams, Logan Sargent is disgracing America at the American GP, which is expected. Let's be honest. We knew that shit was going to happen. We knew Sargent wasn't going to perform. So Sargent probably P20 tomorrow if I had to guess. The Aston Martins actually aren't doing that good. They've been pretty good. At least Fernando's side of the garage has been doing pretty decent the whole season. Kind of like a continuation of what they were doing in 2023. But this weekend the pace is not there. They haven't been doing that good. And this is, like I said, as of before the race. So things could change for the race, but I doubt it. Their pace has been kind of lacking. They're barely in the points, to be honest. Fernando might squeeze out some points during the race, but I don't know about anything other than that. The V-Carbs, new V-Carb liveries, ugly as fuck. Daniel Ricciardo's all of a sudden the second coming of Daniel Ricciardo from 2016. 2016, Daniel Ricciardo must have jumped in fucking Adrian Newey's time machine, which he probably has, and came to Miami in 2024 to race for Daniel Ricciardo right now. Because there's no way modern Daniel Ricciardo is putting up performances like that. He did good in the sprint qualifying and sprint race, but then in qualifying he got P20. That's horrible. It's really a double-sided weekend for that guy. Yuki is just doing Yuki shit, like irrelevant stuff, where people like him, but he's just, he's being Yuki. The last team I wanted to talk about was Haas, and if I'm forgetting a team, that just means that they're a bunch of shitters. Nico Hülkenberg is the Max Verstappen of Haas Formula One team. Nico Hülkenberg is so good. He's going to be in the sport for, I think he just signed with Audi. I hope I'm not wrong about that. I feel like I saw that somewhere. Guys, did I see that somewhere? I think I did. Just signed with Audi, rightfully deserved. Even though he doesn't have a podium, I'm pretty sure still, that doesn't matter. The results are proved for themselves. He's driving that Haas to its maximum ability. Maybe he could squeeze a little bit more out of it. If Matt Marauder was behind there, he could probably squeeze a little bit more of it, but that's not what we're talking about right now. But what I did want to brush up upon was basically the highlight of the first few sessions of the Sprint Miami 2024 Travis Kelce Taylor Swift race weekend, which was Kevin Magnussen being an F1 online scumbag against Lewis Hamilton. I think it's fair play because he was just trying to get a more advantageous position for Nico Hülkenberg. And when we see Hülkenberg doing good, we love it. So I'm all for Magnussen crashing into Lewis Hamilton, trying to kill him. If Magnussen in the middle of the fucking sprint race got out of his car on the main straight and waited for Lewis Hamilton like the main antagonist from fucking Iron Man 2 when he was at Monaco with the fucking chains that lit on fire, and he just sliced Hamilton's car in half, that would be valid. And I'm sure Hamilton would be like, yeah, he was just doing it what he needed to do for the team. Like, he would understand if his car got split in half by Magnussen. Magnussen would just get a 10-second penalty, and then that would be his race. But hey, he's the ultimate team player. He's trying to get a contract. He's trying to kiss Johnny Haas's ass to get the contract for next year, which makes sense. I like Magnussen, but he hasn't been doing that good this year. He's been getting throttled by Hülkenberg. And I think that's all I have for now, and then we'll get into the race. After the race, I'll break it down for you guys. Hey, jerk-offs, did you guys catch a load of that fucking 2024 Miami GP? What a barnstormer that was. If I had to give it a rating of 0 to 5 Stoffel Van Dorns, I'd give it a solid... I'd give it a 3.7 Stoffel Van Dorn out of 5, to be honest. So let's just go through the basic rundown of this race, okay? So we got Big Lando Norris, Little Lando Norris, whatever you think of him as, taking his first race win of his entire career. He's been in F1 since 2019. He almost won in Sochi 2021 until, like, on one of the last laps, he decided not to go on wets, and then he fucked his whole entire operation up. There's probably a few more times he's almost won. He's got so many P2s, so many P3s, finally got that weight of a win off his shoulders. Lando basically drove almost faultless throughout the entire race. After he pitted the last time, after the last safety car, he really just grew the gap, and Max really didn't have anything for him when it came to that. So Max, I guess the whole weekend he was kind of struggling because in qualifying he was surprised with his pole, but I guess, I don't know, it was a very tired, degrading track, and the drivers really weren't doing too good at quali. They were all kind of, I feel like they weren't each getting the maximum pace out of their cars, if that makes sense to you guys. Max Verstappen, if there was any race he wasn't going to win this season, it was this one, because he was clearly not struggling, but not doing typical Max Verstappen brutal decapitation of the rest of the grid. You know I love seeing it when good old C. Leclerc gets onto the podium at any point. He like never wins races anymore because he doesn't have an illegal engine in his car at the moment. But he got a solid P3, followed by Carlos Sainz P4. So I believe that would make the Drivers' Championship Max Verstappen 1, Checo Perez 2, followed closely by Charles Leclerc. Leclerc is on Checo's ass in the Drivers' Championship, and if Leclerc can squeak it out for the rest of the season and get that P2 in the drivers, that would be a very impressive feat. But not if Carlos Sainz Jr. has anything to say about it, because he is very, very stiff competition to Charles Leclerc. Checo Perez P5. Matt Marauder predicted that in the prophecies in the video before this, so we knew that was going to happen. Max Verstappen on the race start almost clinically decapitated Checo Perez's car going into turn 1. And to do a little reenactment of that for you guys, I have an Enzo Ferrari right here, and I have a GT3 RS. So say we're going down off the start line, and you are turn 1, right? Max Verstappen, and this is blurry, but you're going to have to fucking cope, all right? So Max Verstappen's coming on the outside in the GT3 RS, and right as the fucking turn came up, Max just swept right in, and he got dead ass. And I can't play the clip because I'll get copyrighted. This fucking close to Checo's car. And they were both having forward kinetic energy, and they almost touched. It was almost a catastrophic Rosberg-Hamilton incident. I thought I would add props into my video to make it a little bit more entertaining. I hope you guys like that. I'm giving you guys a real effort on this one. Because it's Miami. It's America. Are you picking up what I'm putting down, guys? I'm hyped for this one. This was a pretty good race. Langston Hamilton. Where is he? Right there. Sir Lewis Hamilton, my sweet baby boy, my Lord and Savior. I mean, what else can I say about him? 7-time world champion. Greatest of all time. I mean, what else? His list is just... P6 though, right? P6 though, right? Mercedes, man. Like, I didn't even want to see their downfall. And once 2023 happened, I was like, yeah, this is going to be one of those things. It's going to be like a Ferrari situation where, like, sometimes these championship teams, they win back to back, and then, like, they fall off, and then it's hard to get back up to where you were. Even with the, like, because the cost cap affected them, obviously, but it's good. Hamilton's 100% just patiently waiting, twiddling his thumbs for 2025 to bring the fucking heat to good old C. Leclerc. What do we got after Hamilton? Hamilton, he had those scraps with Magnussen. I think he was scrapping with one of the Haas's during the race, too, which was pretty cool. But, yeah, it's a good performance from him, though, to get P6 in that dog of a fucking tractor mobile that he's got. Yuka Tsunoda, not much to say. I mean, he didn't really do anything of note. He was in that ugly-ass new V-Carb livery. And also, the V-Carb is a horrible name. I just clicked on Yuki Tsunoda by accident, so let's get a little sweet buy of Yuki Tsunoda. Handsome, short, fast. I mean, what else do you want from a driver? Grussel, where are we? Grussel, right there, P8. Finally, Hamilton beat him. And we love to see, I don't know. I don't like saying we love to see people beat people, but, like, sometimes I like to see George get spanked by Lewis Hamilton. It's good for the culture. You know what I'm saying? It's good. It's for old time's sake. Alonso got points. We knew Strolovich was going to end the race down here, but we'll get to him. But we knew that was going to happen. I mean, that's just a fucking prerequisite. That was written in the Bible in 3000 BC that Stroll was going to get P17 while Alonso was going to be fucking scrapping for points. So that's very impressive from Fernando Alonso. I don't really remember anything of note that happened with him. And you guys see the next name. And you guys see the name under E. Ocon. Now, I guess since I hate on Alpine all the time, I'll give them their due. Esteban Ocon had a good race. The Alpine livery does look good, even though it's all black. Not that that matters, but hey, I'm just throwing it out there. And he secured a point. I don't know if that's the first point of his fucking whole season. It could be. There's a strong possibility of that. But that's good. Big up the Ocon. What do we think of Ocon? Shit. What do we think of shit? No, never mind. I won't do that. What do we think of Alpine? Shit. What do we think of shit? Alpine. Thank you. That's all right. We hate Alpine. We hate Alpine. That was annoying. Nico Hülkenberg, just putting Haas on his fucking back. His what? Dude, what area code is fucking Nico Hülkenberg's back to where he's putting a whole entire fucking corporation on it and just dragging it across these fucking race courses? So I guess the Alpines are somewhat back because they're like fighting for 10th place. So I guess that's like their fucking maximum bar right there. So hey man, good for them if that's what they're settling for. Oscar Piastri was duking it out with Carlos Sainz throughout basically the whole entire race, and that was, in my opinion, that was the best part of the race, was him and Sainz fighting back and forth. At one point, they went into, let's fucking do the math here. And I got a piece of paper too. So I was doing all my fucking math information on here, so don't even fucking bother looking at that. I told you guys, I need to do fucking algebra and calculus to keep my head on straight. And I'm a lefty too, because I'm just fucking built different, okay? So I got my jacked forearm recording this shit at a crazy angle right now. So you ready for this? So this is the main straight on the start-finish straight. Boom. Turn 1, 2. Oh, this is going to be fucked. 4. Oh, I don't know Miami that well. That just got added into the F1 game a couple years ago, so I don't know it that well. I'm going to say, so right here, right? So there's a bunch of weird turning action that goes on right in this part, and I can't keep up with that. But this is that big sweeping left-hander that gets onto this curvy straight into like this part where it like goes into the fucking chicane like that. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Right here, they got into some really funny business where they touched a little bit. And I think Oscar didn't leave her the space, but I do think it was just racing. I don't think it was worthy, even though Carlos Sainz was like completely unbelievable that he would hit me off the track. Hey, Carlos, it's just racing, buddy. I know you're out of a fucking seat. Carlos is not out of a seat, guys. He's one of the best drivers on the grid. But that's just racing, guys, okay? And then when Sainz finally got the overtake on one of the final turns, I don't know the number, but forgive me, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? The turn coming off the last straight, the last DRS zone, got past him, but just clipped Oscar's wing. And I don't know if that's what fucked him, because he got passed by everyone after that. I don't remember 100%. I'm getting winded with this fucking video, so you guys better thank me for putting my all into it. I don't know really what happened with that. He just lost a bunch of positions. I think he probably had some damage. I don't know if it was the front wing, because it kind of like jerked back into place, pose, after that happened, but I'm not sure, okay? Ask fucking Crofty what happened, all right? Don't ask Marauder. Guan Yu Zhou, disappointing his family. I'm not going to, okay. Daniel Ricciardo. He was back and now he's not back. So, I mean, dude, according to Daniel Ricciardo fans 2 days ago, he was fucking back on Red Bull by the time the next race rolls around. But, I mean, that wasn't going to fucking happen. Not under my watch, all right? I'm praying for your success, though, Daniel Ricciardo. Valtteri Bottas, your car is shit. It looks bad, but I do love you. So, you know, I'll cut you some slack. You're not in a good car. If you were fighting with Hamilton right now, you'd be dogging him. Let's be real. Lance Strolovich, the one and only, the worst driver on the grid. Feast your eyes. The most shitting-ass driver. Well, actually, we'll get to the most shitting-ass driver. The one that's 21st in the Drivers' Championship when there's only 20 drivers. Guys, what is going on? I'm losing my shit. It's pretty late at night. I watched the race like 4 hours ago, dude. And I'm just... Well, when did it end? It ended at like 6 or something like that. And now it's like 11:30 at night. So I'm a little bit not fully brushed up. I didn't even watch the race highlights on YouTube because I was like, let me just go raw into this video. Lance Stroll... Did he have an incident? I don't fucking remember. I tend to block things out that he does. I don't care. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. He's lucky. How cool the Canada flag is really carrying this image right now, because this name just really pisses me off. peep the cursor work. You see in the cursor work? What do we got? Kevin Magnussen. I mean, if Hulkenberg's the fucking Max Verstappen of Haas, this is the Checo Perez of Haas right here, because he is just not doing good. Alex Albon. He had a bad lockup at the very end, but he wasn't really going to get points anyway, so he was in the pits. They didn't retire his car. I was sure they were going to retire his car. There was only a few laps left, and he was just absolutely Woodward. So I don't know if they retired it or not, but he has a time here. So I think if you finish with just a few laps left, it still gives you a time. Dude, I don't fucking know. The rules are fucking dumb. After 2021 happened, I was just like, all right, dude, all right. Do whatever the fuck you want. Bend the rules all you want. Logan Sargent had an incident with Magnussen, I believe. I think it was Logan Sargent's fault. Logan Sargent, his home Grand Prix. I woke up disappointed, guys. This morning, I woke up and disappointment was just drenching my entire body, because I was really just, how do I put this? You know what I mean? Like, I knew that we were going to have this American race, and it's in Florida, and Logan Hunter Sargent, the most American name ever, is representing a 300 and something million person country, right? And everyone around the world's watching. And America claims to be this big, bad, fucking, you know what I'm saying. Like, we got B-2 bombers and F-22 Raptors and shit like that. We got 35 quadrillion tanks. We're sending $3 billion to other countries. We're like the big boys, right? And who do we got representing us in the fucking pinnacle of motorsport? Not Mario Andretti. Not some fucking guy probably named like Brad Johnson or something. We got Logan Sargent in the car. And he's just disappointing us. And it's really fucking my mojo up. You know what I mean? What should we do to stop this? What American should we put in the car? Let's think. Who are the good candidates? Because I know a lot of people would say The Rock. Because, like, people love saying The Rock for anything. Like, when people say, who would you want to meet aliens? People say The Rock. No, dude, I wouldn't want The Rock to come meet the aliens. First of all, The Rock's big ass isn't fitting in an F1 car. I don't know why I brought him up, but we're just going to leave that there. Honestly, you know who I'm putting? I'm probably putting Garner Minshew in the seat, I think. If I had to put one person to represent America, it would probably be Garner Minshew. So we'll put him in there and just swap them out. Swap them out, and I think we'll be good. I think we'll have a good representative of the American civilization. So I think that's all I really got for you guys. I'm probably forgetting a bunch of shit, but fuck it. I think we got enough fucking information here for you guys. You don't even have to watch the race to know what's going to happen thanks to me. So I'll catch you guys on the fucking flip side, and have a good fucking night. You know what I'm saying?